Thank you, Chairman Webster, for having this hearing, and to all our witnesses that are here, Master Chief Jones and Vice Admiral Allen. I must say, before we move on, that Ranking Member Larson has brought the fanny pack back into fashion all by himself. I don't know if anybody knows that. I just thought I'd codify that on the record. Over the past 3 years, I've had the opportunity to visit Coast Guard stations across the country. I've been on icebreakers, national security cutters, fast response cutters, various aircraft, and small vessels. Each visit has left me with a sense of deep appreciation for what the Coasties do for our country every single day. I'm sure that anyone who has a chance to interact with members of the Coast Guard feels the same way. As ranking member of this subcommittee, I take my role of the Coast Guard promoter very seriously. I recognize the Coast Guard is the premier agency tasked with protecting the American people and safeguarding our national security interests along our shores and beyond. I understand the tremendous value that the service provides to the community when Coasties fulfill the diverse missions across the United States and the globe. The service is only successful, though, because of its service members. They are there when a boater or swimmer gets into trouble. They prevent drugs being smuggled across the sea from harming our communities. They intercept migrants who are trafficked across our maritime border when their lives are placed at risk by transnational criminal organizations. They protect our precious ecosystem from harm by preventing oil from spilling into our waters and jeopardizing coastal economies. They demand excellence in maintaining sustainable fisheries when those fisheries are threatened by illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing operations. And they uphold the flow of American goods and commerce. The Coast Guard is always ready and always there. Coasties are semper paratus. But as the service is always there and always ready to serve the American people, so too must Congress be there for the Coast Guard. I am working to ensure the Coast Guard receives the funding and support it needs to execute each of its vital missions. This means not only providing the resources for new classes of cutters, assets, and facilities, but also investing in people, the very fabric of the service. As a veteran myself, I have always been proud to represent our service members in Congress. As a longtime resident and representative of the Central Coast of California, I know firsthand the challenges that our Coasties and their families face. Many Coasties are forced to live hours from their duty stations because there is insufficient housing. They often travel unacceptable distances to visit doctors. Coasties have limited access to child care, which often results in couples alternating parenting duties based on their work schedules or being forced to quit altogether. These challenges weigh on the mental and physical welfare of Coasties. We must do better. Despite these challenges, the Coast Guard is always ready and always there. For that, I and the American people are forever grateful. However, I recognize that gratitude alone does not pay the bills. I have major concerns about the funding needed to keep up with the backlog in infrastructure, the investment in the new assets such as cutters and helicopters, and everyday support services to the fleet, or recruitment, retention, and the success of every mission depends on it. This subcommittee is hard at work to make sure that your needs are recognized. To the Coasties who joined us today and across the world, thank you for all of your unconditional service to our nation. I am proud to advocate for America's great Coast Guard and look forward to the testimony today to hear about how Congress can do better to support the service. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.